What up, people? It's your boy, Master Trudy, out here with another review of My Adventures for Superman, Episode 4. And I have to say, this episode concerns me a bit because liberties were taken. A lot of liberties. And I don't know whether they're for the good or for the better. But let's get to it. Pretty much. Um, The plot of this episode is that, of course, Lois, Jimmy, and Clark are researching Superman. They're trying to go through everything. They're trying to find his past. So Lois takes Jimmy's advice and they start going through tabloids. And more or less, as they find out tabloids, they're trying to figure out who they've seen until they start getting into Smallville-esque areas. And we see that Superman notices that they're delving a little bit too close to issues in Smallville, which of course the tabloids will pick up. So he tries to hide certain pieces of evidence. Now, as they're continuing to go, Perry calls them, tells them they have an assignment um, at the Ivo, as if you don't know, the creative of Amazo, who is now known as the CEO of Amazo Tech. He's pretty much they're having a gala. Perry wants them to do an expose on him because of Cat Grant for the Bachelor part of the paper. So Lois, being essentially overzealous as she is, tries to investigate everybody, corrupt politicians, businessmen, women, and all that type of stuff. Obviously, it goes as well as you expect. And then, Clark is just wants to follow the book, basically do the job that they've been given. And of course, we're introduced to Ivo, who essentially is a knockoff Tony Stark in this case. And I'll get to that in my problems with this episode as well. But what we see is that, Ivo pretty much says that, hey, we can see that Ivo also has a little bit of Green Goblin in him because apparently, I guess the chair of the board of his company is about to say that, hey, the money's not coming. We're about to vote you out. Ivo's like, nah, you're not going to do that. And hey, here we are. And as he's about to put him out, Clark says that, hey, I'm the Daily Planet. And we also get some other things, which I'll get into some of the things I did not like about this episode. But Ivo essentially does not like that Clark is poking around because Clark gets a little bit angry that Ivo's dissing Lois subliminally and has him kicked out of the expose, the party, basically. Lois brings him in, and they have a good connection and whatnot, a good heart to heart and whatnot. Pretty much saying that, hey, Superman is stressing me out and all of that. But we see that Ivo, for some reason, we see a woman come out, kind of crying. Lois and Clark investigate. They find that Ivo's about to displace a new tech, yada, yada, yada. And Ivo displays his new parasite suit, which can, of course, absorb energy and redirect it, essentially saying that, hey, his logic is that, look, Metropolis is becoming dangerous, so you can become your own hero if you wear my tech. And what his assistant Alex tells him that, hey, you know, this suit can enhance aggression. He decides not to take that to heart and begins attacking people within his party, basically, including the chair of his board. And as he goes out, Superman then goes out and saves him. He then Ivo closes out the exits, which traps Lois and Jimmy with other people within the main hall. And of course, we see that Superman decides to fight Ivo. They have a battle. We see that Ivo's assistant is essentially controlling defeating power. Lois and Jimmy stop him. Ivo loses power because Clark is not fighting him back because Clark realizes that the more he hits him, the more energy that Ivo absorbs. And then, of course, something goes horribly wrong. Ivo's suit begins to malfunction, and Ivo is turned into this decrepit looking being. And of course, after the whole thing, Lois and Clark have a good, loving moment. And Lois goes back, sends in her report back in the office, but realizes that, if you didn't know, Clark tore out a page within a magazine talking about a flying boy. Lois notices it. And then, of course, she begins to put two and two together because, of course, if you don't know, Clark gave Lois his suit jacket, which happened to have the torn page in it. And then she puts two and two together and realizes that, oh my gosh, Clark is Superman. And this is where we get into the main crux of the issues I may have with this episode. Let's start off with what I liked, which might have been one thing, and what I did not like. Um, I'll just start off with what I liked. I still like Lois and Clark's relationship. It's very nice. It's very wholesome. It's very good. It's very natural. It's very organic. And one should praise such good organic chemistry between Lois and Clark as it should be. What I did not like, I will say, I will get into it, is Ivo, because I've seen various iterations of Ivo. Well, not various iterations, but one iteration, and that's the Young Justice one. I might have missed a couple. But as we know, Ivo in Justice League, he died. He worked for Luthor, died of cigarettes, as Lex states. But we get to see his creation through Amazo. We see in Young Justice that Ivo's a little bit more capable, a lot more capable. In fact, of course, he created the Amazing Machine, but he's still very much a threat. Stuck in Belle Reve, pulling strings, laughing at Professor Morrow, who created the Red Tornado machines and whatnot. We see him more capable. This is his third appearance, I believe, on the screen, and I don't know what he's supposed to be. Is he supposed to be a knockoff Tony Stark because he's got the beard and whatnot and almost the hairstyle? He's supposed to be a knockoff Lex Luthor because he's pulling off the same things that Lex Luthor pulled off in Batman vs Superman. They're apparently saying he's Parasite, which is kind of dumb because it's this man who creates Amazo. Why would he need to be Parasite? And the way that he's transformed, he's essentially Parasite, so he's going to need energy, kinetic energy to survive or to keep stable. And that's a problem. You've essentially eliminated the original Parasite to in turn Ivo into the new Parasite, which is kind of wrong because you've just cut out one villain when you could have had more. I don't know why he did this, but that's pretty much that. So Ivo has his own problem, a whole different problem. In addition, I guess animation's okay, it's grown on me, but Ivo is a huge problem. Ivo is a huge problem. Definitely a huge problem. I will say that I can't think of anything I like pretty much else, and I can't think of anything else. Yes. What I also disliked was the fact that Lois, we're now 4 episodes in, and she's already saying that, oh, Clark is Superman. And the thing is that I don't know how Clark can BS his way out of that, because one of two things is going to happen. Clark is going to BS his way out of this, and he'll find some way to dissuade Lois, or Lois is just going to keep this information to herself and try to play Clark, keep coy and whatnot, so that Clark can do that, and then we're going to have some type of conflict. All in all, it doesn't work that this early in, I guess, season one, that Lois already knows Clark's identity, and that means that Clark is kind of stupid, and it also means that Lois somehow managed to say, "Hey, let me look at this torn page I just so happened to see." It means that Clark is not as careful as he was trying to portray himself to be, and we have all these issues. So that creates another problem. But what do I give this episode? Pretty much, the fight was kind of basic between. Well, I can't call him freaking Ivo because he's essentially Parasite. But the fight between Parasite and Superman was okay. You know, it could have been better. So much could have been better with this episode. It could have been a lot better. And I may be kind in this, but I'm giving this a 6 out of 10. Lower than episodes 1, 2, and 3 because, man, you've turned Ivo into Parasite. Lois knows his identity already. What's going on, man? What's going on? But that's all I have today. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, hit the notification, make sure you're notified. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to discuss animated shows and get your opinions on them. Tell me what you think. Did you guys like this episode? Am I wrong? Do you think there's some good merit to it? Or do you agree with me that this is a weak episode and that it's butchered a lot of characters and that makes no sense and that they're kind of maybe rushing and pacing certain things? I don't know what you want or what you think more so. But tell me what you guys really think. Thank y'all for watching, and I hope to have more videos up when I can. Peace.